with your legs out long, out in front of you. It doesn't matter if you're at the top of that. Like, let them touch the wood. It's not like lava. On them are good. Fine. And then with your legs out in front of you, can you like roll your thighs out so your toes go out to the sides? And then bring them back together. Good. And then again, like toes go out to the sides while you're seated, really tall. And then bring them back to the center. And then one more time, those legs go out, and then like hold them there. So that's external rotation. Your knees are pointing outwards, and you're trying to sit up tall, which means that these hip flexor muscles are working, and the muscles in the back are working, and that's tough to do at the same time. Good, and then bringing those legs back in towards each other. Bring one leg into your chest. Good, and then pick that foot up off the floor. So now, with that foot off the floor, holding onto your thigh, I can turn my shin in one direction, and I can turn my shin in the other direction when my knee is bent. So I can move my shin, and maybe your shin doesn't move a lot, that's all right. But can you see that the shin moves separately? Good, and then take it back out long. And now try to, with the straight leg, you move your thigh, they move together when the leg is straight. So what happens when we're doing things like lotus pose is that the knee bends, and then we're trying to bring this thigh into external rotation. We have to also make the shin go in external rotation. And if both of them don't go in the same direction, then we're gonna be like, oh, my knee. Because that discrepancy gets taken on the outside. So as we're working through the practice today, you're not supposed to feel this in the knee. You don't want to have nice open knees today, okay? So, we'd like the knee to stay together. It's a joining. So, those places we want to kick together. Now, yes. When you're sitting down, can you turn your shins down towards the floor in your seated position? Maybe you sit up on the block. But can you try to get, for our opening meditation, so try to take those thighs out to the side and turn the shins down. Like I could like come up and like stand on my shins and then just like sit down on that space. And I could like come up and down. Okay? We'll play with the you get off the floor with no hands, all different creative ways. All right, so we're going for this idea where you're forward. You may feel like you're a little bit more forward on your pelvis. And then relax your arms at your sides. Feel that nice, tall, long spine. Relaxing the shoulders away from your ears, letting them rest on your rib cage. Breathing in and out through the nose. Tapping into the quality of the mind today. The quality of the body. And the areas that need a little extra support today. If you have an intention that you'd like to set, you can repeat that in your mind. And then considering if there's anyone in your life that you would like to dedicate or offer this time of practice to. that they might have what they need. And that they might rest well. And then fluttering your eyes open on your inhale, take both arms, reach them up towards the sky, and begin to make some circles here in your wrist. And then reversing those circles, take them in the opposite direction. And then release the arms to your sides. So lower your chin down into your chest, roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. So you can relax that right shoulder down. We're not trying to bring it up to meet the ear. And then lower your chin back down into your chest. Take your left ear towards your left shoulder in the same way. Keep that left shoulder down and relaxed. Maybe reach out to the right fingertips. Find that sweet spot in your neck on the side. Then come on back to center. Bring the chin down into the chest. A few gentle circles in the neck, first in one direction. And then a few circles in the opposite direction. Good. Come on back to center. Come forward over your knees now at tabletop position. Yeah, see if you can come forward right over the pieces. Feet out to the side, ground the hands underneath the shoulders. Good. On an inhale, look up, let your belly drop down, arch your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. As you exhale, draw your chin to your chest, round the spine. Good. And then again, inhale, look up, belly drops down, arch the back. Exhale, round it out, chin to the chest, push it around it. Two more. Inhale, look up, belly drops down, arch the back. Exhale, round the spine. Good. Start to move the body all around now with that breathing. So finding your side bodies. Maybe moving your spine like a jump rope or a figure eight. And you make it feel really, really, really good. Your hips can move back, forward with the fingers. If you're worried about how you look, just close your eyes so no one can see you. Take a few more breaths, moving around. Good, and then coming back through center. As those palms gray down, tuck the toes under. And see if you can float your knees just like an inch off the floor. Good, and pull your low belly in. So that low back gets nice and long. Knees track right in line. I know, it's so nice, huh? It's beautiful. Now, start to stick your butt up towards the sky. Push your chest back towards your thighs. Keep those knees low. Chest goes back towards your thighs. Knees stay low. Yes, yes, yes. Keep pushing, pushing, pushing. Butt goes up. Knees stay low. Butt goes up. Knees stay low. Yes. And then finally, we're going to strike to straighten the legs, downward facing. Wow. Yes. Good. You can move around in the hips or the shoulders. Shake your head, yes or no. Good, nice and slow. Walk your feet up towards your hands, but keep the palms down. So you're only going as far up as you can keep the palms down with your straight legs. It's not a contest, I promise. We don't give anything away. Okay. Good. As you press those hands down nice and strong into the ground, see if you can come up on your tippy toes. Lean into your fingers a little bit. Breathe. 3, 2. And let the heels come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Arch your back. Exhale, forward fold. And on your next inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Take your arms up overhead, a little back bend at the top. And then exhale, forward fold. Hands back down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. So you can step, jump, walk, or float it back, however you get there. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. And in that downward facing dog, move around. Shake your head in. Good. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, hop, step, jump, walk, float, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen your spine. Stick your butt out, arch your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arms up, overhead, back bend up the top. Press your butt forward, squeeze it to the front of the hips, open, 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 and then exhale, forward fold. Hands come back out here. You can bend your knees, it's super fun. Yeah, now inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your shins. Good, now stick your butt out and make it as sexy as you can. Really try to stick it out there. And see if you can get the back muscles to arch. So you're trying to find the feeling of a back bend. So as those backs start to bend, your chest goes down and the back muscles work. So your chest lifts out. Even more. So here. Yes. And then butt goes out. Bend your knees a tiny bit. Yes. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. And then exhale, forward fold. Ground those palms down. Step, jump, walk, or float it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Good. Take your right leg, lift it up in the air. Three-legged down dog. If you're just lifting it up, the hips stay so even. You guys know because you come here all the time. I love it. Good. Now, stack your right hip on top of your left hip. As high as you can. Belly stays in. Push the ground away. And keeping that leg right in line with your hip. Don't let the leg get behind you. Lift it up and show the sole of your foot to the ceiling. For 3, squeeze back up. The leg that's on the ground, roll that thigh out. If you practice. 2, and 1. Step that right foot through between your hands. Lower the left knee down, low lunge. We're making those muscles really strong around the hips. So, right foot's on the right side of the mat, left foot's on the left side. You're pressing forward as far as you can with those hips. Forward, forward, forward. If that feels like that knee gets way out there, see if you can step the right foot a little farther forward. Yeah, make it big. Take up the space. Good, now bring your hands behind your head. Take your elbows wide. Lift your chest up. Now we're going to try to keep that right knee on the right side. Don't let it collapse in. Try to help with the left side. Right leg stays on the right. Back toes tuck under. And now without your upper body going up and down, see if you can lift your knee up and you keep your hips low. 5. Good. Tap the floor. 4, good, tap the floor. 3, pull that chest back even more. Pull it back, 2, take your ribs back behind you. 1, up and hold it up, take your arms up to the sky. Good, the leg that's behind you, can you roll that leg in so your knees trying to face the mat? And then that right leg, you roll it out and then try to find your back and squeeze your butt cheeks for 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down. Half step the back foot in and straighten in both legs. Good, so the right foot stays on the right, the left foot stays on the left. And remember that work that we're talking about, the front thigh rolls out. So we're trying to externally rotate that front thigh. Yeah. And then your inner thighs squeeze together. Can you make your back muscles strong so that you don't just like fall out over this? You like stick your butt out and work these lowest back muscles to tip that pelvis forward. When you feel this holding the foot up off the ground. Good. Bring the left hand outside your right foot. Bring your right hand to your right hip. This is why it was important that your feet face forward and stay on their own side. Press down into that left hand and lift your chest up. Find the feeling of a backpack. The legs are as straight as you can see them. And then that right arm reaches up towards the sky after you turn your chest. So the arm doesn't lead it. The chest turns, and then the arm just straightens and says, this is where the chest is. Breathe. How long can you get in your spine? Towards the front of the room. Good. Bring that right hand back. Breathe into the right knee. Round the palm. Step the left foot back to plank. Then the right foot back to plank. Slow lower. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts up, 2 legs down dog. Good, just lifting it up. Hips stay even. And make that right thigh roll out. The left thigh roll in. Why do we have to do all this? And if you're lotus, and I say, roll your thigh out, you're like, oh yeah, that's so easy. Hips stay even. Belly stays in. From the butt cheek, squeeze and lift. Yeah, stack that left hip on top of the right hip. Like stay straight. Push the ground away a lot with your hands. Flex your foot so the heel reaches to the back. And then show the soles towards the ceiling. So keep lifting it up. And I want it to stay right in line with the body. So hip goes up. And the foot comes forward towards the knee. And then up towards the sky. So we get right from here. Lift on one hand. 3. Touch your foot. Keep lifting up out of my hand. 2. That's it. And 1. Step the left foot to your hands. And your right knee lower. Now we find that low lunge. Hands behind your head. So step that left foot in front of the foot. Good. Squeeze your glutes. Pressure in forward. Put your hands on your hips actually, just for a second. If there were like headlights on your hip bones, would they be facing the corner of the room or the front of the room? That's what we want. We want the front. So rather than holding those hip bones to face the side of the room and turning your headlights on your chest to the front of the room, I want you to turn your hip bones to the front of the room. Yes. All the headlights face forward. Hands behind your head. Elbows wide. Chest lift. We're trying to tuck those back toes under and lift the back knee. I'd rather you struggle on the floor than do like the up and down with your body. So squeeze that glute to lift and then tap the floor. And then squeeze the glute and squeeze the glute and then tap the floor. So good. Last one, lift, hold it up there. Reach those arms up and back. You're trying to open the space at the front of the hip. That left hip opens up for 3. Keep reaching up and up. 2. And 1, and hands come down. Absent the back foot. Straighten in both legs. Pyramid pose. So all the toes face forward. Good. Hands can go on the blocks. That's so nice. And you're trying to arch in that low back. I want you to make a strong back. And when you try to make your strong back, it's going to tip your pelvis forward over those legs. You're going to feel that maybe like right at the attachment underneath your butt cheek. And if you don't, try to stick your left butt cheek up even more while you're rolling your left thigh out. Breathe. Good. Keep trying to arch your back. Back strengthening, back strengthening. It's going to help open that hamstring. Good. And bring your right hand outside the left. With your left hand to your left hip. Turn your chest to the side of the hip. Find the feeling of a back bend. Stick your butt out and roll the spine. All the while, trying to roll that left thigh down. And your hand can go towards the sky and be like, this is mine. But the arm doesn't leave you. Breathe. Good, and then the left hand comes down. Good, you bend into that left knee. Step the right foot back. Then the left foot back. Plank position, lower down slow. Chaturanga Vinyasa. Try to hold that for a moment. Maybe like 3 moments. 3, 2, get low, get low, get low. 1. Good, inhale, upward facing downward, tall, forward, press it, downward. Squeeze the shoulder blades here. Down back, downward facing down. Keep the right leg lifted up in the air, feel like a down dog, but the knee open in your hip. That's what everybody likes. Like, just like let the weight of that leg kind of take over to the side. Then step the right foot to the outside of the right knee. And lower, or that right hand, not the knee. Lower your left knee down. Good. So right foot outside the right hand, so it steps wide. Good. Now, that right knee is going to pull a little to the right. You're going to try to externally rotate a little bit to clear some space. And then you come forward down to your elbows. Maybe you put your elbows on a block or a block. But don't get too comfy yet. Remember those hip bone flashlight things? I want you to try to turn your hip bone to face the mat, not the side of it. So tuck your back toes under, lift your back up. Slide your body back a little bit towards the back. And then roll that thigh in. And then lower it down. And then turn your hip bones away from that right thigh. That makes sense. It's a lot of direction. I know. Basically, I'm trying to make it as hard as possible. We're like,
Am I doing the thing? Say it again.
With that back knee down on the ground and your chest softening, trying to bring your heart down onto the floor. I want you with that right knee out to the right side to find a little bit of squeeze that right knee is going to hug against your body now. So remember I said there's a little bit of like butt cheek work and hip flexors. That's the spot. And if your hips are turning to face the side of the room, you're missing the stretch. Because then your hips are no longer externally rotating. The thigh bones are not externally rotating. You're just opening the front of the left hip. Good, press yourself back up nice and tall, high on the hands. Take your left hand onto the wood, right next to your mat, so it goes wide. Bring your right hand onto your right knee. Go pressing forward, start to turn your body to face the side of the wood. Now, if it's a good idea, you bend the back knee, so your heel comes toward your butt. And then if it's a good idea, you reach back with that right hand for the left foot. And then if that's still a good idea, you kick into the foot. So you can bend your elbow to pull it more. Okay. And you can bend your elbow. Yeah. Press the hips forward. Squeeze your butt. 2 and 1. Nice. Carefully. Isn't it amazing how when you squeeze your butt, your like your flexor stretch is so good. Sit back towards that left leg, straighten the right leg out in front of you. Half or full Vinyasa. That's up to you and where you're at in your practice, and what a full split feels like or a half split. But you're finding some level of a half or full split. And I need both hips to face forward and your shoulders to stay back toward your hips. So the front thigh rolls out, and your back thigh rolls in. Yes, it's so much better. Yes, yes, yes. Try to get those hips to turn to face the front and even more as you lean out forward. Good. Carefully remove yourself from that position as gracefully as you can. Back to your downward facing dog. Left leg up in the air, it's like a down dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Big stretch. Good, and then step the left foot outside the left hand. Lower the right knee. So you can wiggle your left foot out to the left. You can turn the left toes out to the left. So your shin and your thigh are both rotating out. Use that space to get a little deeper inside. Tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee, slide back. Maintain the space. Try to keep both hip bones turning towards the floor. So it doesn't matter how far down you go if your hips are turning towards your leg, towards the left leg. That kind of negates the stretch I want here. So better to come up higher and keep your hips even and your left thigh out to the left than to get your elbows down and have your hips turn for today. So you might need to like step the left foot further forward or slide even further back. And then try to soften down. When you find your good space, you can try to squeeze that left thigh in where you go. You might go a little more strain in the back. How much back relaxing could you do here? Good, and pressing yourself back up, nice and tall. Hand in hand, right hand goes out to the right. Don't come out of it, just shift. Right hand goes to the right, left hand goes onto the left hand. Press forward with your hips and start to turn your chest towards the left wall. If it's a good idea, in the back, you'll know right away it was a bad idea. You'll be like, oh, that was a bad idea. And then you don't do it anymore, right? Just like, let it go. If that was a good idea, you're good here. Reach back with that left hand, try to grow out a hold of that left hand. Pressing your hips forward, squeeze your right butt cheek. You're gonna hold that foot, you can push the foot away into the hand. So your foot's trying to like straight.
I am.
I can't even wrap my
You have to think about it. You do.
Good, nice and slow, releasing. And now we find that half or full Hanumasana, the front split. You can sit back towards your right heel, straighten the left leg out. Or you can try to scoot forward. So remember the hip bone thing. Where are the headlights? I don't want them to face the side of the room. Once again, I want that back side to go in. And then the hip bones face the front of them. So from your side, I should be able to see both butt cheeks. No, I should just see one. Unless you got one bigger than the other. It's not gonna matter. Right? You feel that this one, straighten back. That's your shoulder. I want your hip. Yeah. Right in the ground. Here. And we'll just pull this in. So, squeeze here. Yeah. 3, 2, and 1. Gracefully making your way back. And back to downward facing dog. Good. Pedaling out, moving the hips, shake that. Inhale, move forward. Exhale, hop set, and walk close, top of that. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way to standing, arms up, overhead, a little back. And then the hands back. Good. Shift your weight into the left leg, move your right knee into your chest. So you're standing on one foot. So if you need a wall, find a wall. Good. And then standing on that left foot with that right knee into your chest, you're going to try to bring your heel now towards your butt. And your right leg is going to roll out to the side. And then squeezing your heel towards your butt, we're going to see if we can take that thigh, that knee down towards the floor, and then in towards the inside. So it's trying to go like out to the side, down, and then in towards the other knee. The foot you're holding your hand, you're going to point those toes a lot, and then press the baby toe into your thigh. Hands can be at heart center, or you can reach that right hand around your back. And try to reach back to the right foot. That's now on the left side. So that right hand pulls the foot. I know, it's funny, right? Mm-hmm. No pain in the knee. No pain, no pain.
Foot cramps are okay though?
Yeah, okay. Good. Come on back to center so you release the foot. The knee comes in, the foot comes down. Do the same thing on the other side. You can shake out your feet first. They're cramping up. Ground the foot, knee comes in. Heel squeezes towards the butt. Then I'm going to grab onto my ankle, and my knee is going to go out to the side, down to the floor, and then in towards the midline. But I'm not doing that because I lifted my foot up higher than my knee. Pointing the toes, baby toe pressing into the thigh, and then you can take that left hand around behind your back and you can reach for that foot on this And there's no pain in it. And the same way we release as gracefully as we come in, we come back out. Good. Inhale, both arms up towards the sky. Reach up. Exhale, forward fold, hands come down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back. Down. Inhale, right leg open here, your leg down, dog, bend in the open head. Step the right foot through between your hands. Inhale, rise up, warrior two. Good, bring those hands onto your hips for a moment. Let's make sure that the back hip, the left one, is in line with your ankle bone and not with your toes. The front knee bends nice and deep. And then if my headlights are like tipped, one on top of the other, we'll try to like even them out on the hips so that my back hip drops down and my front hip lifts up. And then it moves back. And the right moves towards the right. Good. And then take the hands behind your back. Release your fingers, lift your chest. Now we do humble warrior and warrior one. We go forward towards the front leg. We're not doing that. Okay? So elbows are back, squeeze together, reach those knuckles back as best you can. Good. Now we're going to try to turn those hip bones to face that long edge of the mat and forward fold down inside. And you got to keep pulling that right knee out to the right side. So that edge will go down. That right knee keeps pulling out. Wow. Yeah, wow, right? This is what I'm talking about. Hip flexion. Those hip flexors are on, so folding forward. And the external rotators are pulling it out. It's like all the hip muscles. It's so good. Keep breathing. See if you can move your chest more to the middle. And if your butt is going way back behind you, tip forward in that speed. Because you're pulling your right knee out to the right side. Good. Inhale, rise. All the way back to the center. And straighten the front leg. Good. Turn those right toes to face the long edge of the mat. Heel toe the feet together. A little bit, little bit. Good. Forward folding, hands come down. So we're in like a pretty short, wide-legged forward fold. Not wide legs. Try to bring those feet a little closer together. Yes, and now we're going to lean into the left foot and lift the right leg up and out to the right side. And then put it down. Good, and then again. Right leg lifts up and out to the right side. Good, and put it down. Good, now the hands go to the right and lift your left leg up and out to the left side. And then back down. And then again, up and out to the left side. And back down. So good. Turn those right toes back towards the front of the room. Probably your hands are walking over towards your right foot. Step the left foot back to the back of the mat. You're like almost in a plank position. See if you can just pick the right foot up off the ground. Yeah, just hold it there. Palms stay down. Just lift the foot up. Yeah, let's hold that like crushing position. 1 for 3. Hands are on the ground. Your foot lifts up. Like, what? How? Like it's forward. It's like a mountain climber almost. If you're gonna step your foot forward, but not yet. Good. Now step back. Slow lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing. Left leg up in the air, leg down dog. Bend in the open leg. Step the left foot through between the hands, rise up, warrior two. So the setup on this is important because of where we're going. Wide stance between the legs. Front knee bends. Front knee pulls to the baby toe side. Hands around your hips so you can feel where you're out of line. One place that we can be out of line is at the hip presses forward, looks like one of these. We don't want this. I want that hip back. And that means that this butt cheek has to work to pull that back. And then the front knee wants to collapse in and pull that back. And then if my hips are tipped one on top of the other, I'm gonna try to even them out too. Great. Hands behind your back and release your feet. Use your shoulders together. Forward folding down inside, not towards the front leg. Good. Keep pulling that left knee to the left. You how close that chest gets to that for me. This one better than all one. This. Come up. Yes, I know, right? Guys and men. Now, keep this in. Now, yes. Hold that. And just kind of on your back. Honey. That's it. So as your butt moves back, it's like this moves forward. Don't let your butt go back forward anymore. Just keep pulling it out. For 3. Same thing happens here. 2, keep pulling that knee out to this side. More. The more your butt goes back, it's like it's moving forward. 2 and 1. Rising up. I know. I said 2. I'll say 2 100 times, right? 2 again. 2 3/4. All right. Legs are straight. Turn those left toes. So face along. Bend your knees. Forward fold.
Good, can you make the toes turn in and the heels go out? Your hands feel in the box, that's fine. We work towards straightening the legs and still keeping that squeeze in those inner, or those hip flexors. You pull your chest towards your thighs. And your feet, try to like pull them out apart like you're trying to rip it between your feet. Good. Inhale, half lift. Bring those feet in a reasonable distance. So, heel toe in. Not all the way under your hips, so like those. Take your right fingers around the right big toe. You center your third bell off. Left hand goes out to the left side. We're going to lift that right leg up and out to the right and hold that leg.
For 3, hold it up there. I know. 2 and 1. Alright.
Ooh, that's really hard.
I know. It is really hard. Left fingers around the left. Right hand goes out. Lift that up, like up and up to the left side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake out your butt cheeks. Good. Turn the left toes towards the front of the mat. Lock your hands over there. Good. Take the right foot, step it back like a plank. Push the ground away. And see if you can lift your left foot up off the ground, but just hold it there. That's your hip flexor. We're trying to like, hold it in space off the ground. Yes. Or 3, belly pulls in. 2. And 1, and then step it back. So lower, chaturanga, and vinyasa. Find the hold. Forward. Get into these fingers. Yes. Inhale, lift upward facing dog. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Remember when we get the palms on the floor and you walk your feet in? We're gonna jump through the hands to a seated position, or you can walk your feet forward, cross your ankles, try to keep those palms pressing down on the floor. Walk through your hands and sit down. Walk. Bend your knees, cross your ankles, palms press down on the floor. Yes, come all the way through, sit down. Yes. Yeah. Good. Both legs out in front of you. sitting really, really tall, Dandasana. This is a yoga pose because, like, you know, how many don't practice sitting really tall outside of this? So put your hands on those hips for me one more time. I want you to feel the way those hip bones are going to try to pull you towards your thigh bones. That's the action I need. And if you're like, I'm stuck, Corinne, bend your knees. And then try it again. Skip forward. Good, and then keep that squeeze. And forward fold out over your legs. Maybe you reach for your toes. Maybe you reach for your shins. I want you to pull your toes back towards the shin. That's called dorsiflexion. Then I want you to try to press the baby toes, pull them back towards you too. And that's called eversion. It's gonna like fire up the outside of your calf. With those outside of the calf, squeezing the toes, pulling back. Maybe it's a different stretch. Good, and then on your inhale, rise up to center. Bring your right leg into your chest, give it a hug. Good, now the heel squeezes towards the butt. We're gonna take that leg and roll that thigh out to the side. Point your toes and put that foot up on your thigh. Ugh. So, no pain in the knees. This is that place where your thigh bone has to roll out and your shin has to roll out. And with your foot up in your hip, point the toes and press the baby toe down. Now that you have your ankle bone jammed into your thigh, right? This feels amazing. We're gonna forward fold over that leg as best you can. No pain in the knee. No pain, no pain. If your foot is signaling,
I'm not going forward.
yeah, that's okay. You don't have to. Yep, we're working on this, rolling and pulling down towards the floor. And that baby toe pressing in so you get more of like a ballerina twist instead of like one of these. Yeah, you're like, I'm trying. I know. It is very hard. Good. On your inhale, come all the way back to the ground. You take your right hand and reach around your back, see if you can grab hold of that foot. Maybe, maybe not. So, the more those knees squeeze in towards each other, the closer the foot gets to you. So you keep thinking about squeezing the knees together. Yeah. Feel how much more that pulls it in. So if my knee is out to the side and my foot is down here, to reach around and grab for it, it's gonna feel like, but if I can get my knees to come towards each other and like the foot ends up way higher, and the reach is very easy. Now maybe it's not easy, but it's better. Chest lifts. Yeah, nice and slow release. I'm gonna let those chew the shit out. Left leg comes in, give it a hug. Oh, and then from that seated position, we're gonna squeeze my heel towards my butt. This becomes one piece, and as one piece, it rolls out to the side and down. If I just try to like pull on my foot, then that tension goes in the knee. So this becomes one, and then as one, I roll that piece out. Thigh rolls out, knee presses towards the floor and then towards each other. Maybe your hand goes behind your back. Oh wait, you need to forward fold first. You can reach for your hand and then forward fold. I'll reach out first, and then we'll reach around. Be like, yes, your ankle is sinking into your thigh. Yes.
I don't know what
That's
Point this way. On this way. The water thing, try to think about the above ground, where the baby's so much of your thigh. Yeah, okay, perfect. Good, on an inhale, when you're ready, you can come up. And you're gonna reach your hand around, so you can grab a hold of the foot, if you haven't tried that already, on this side. Knees come towards each other.
I hope someone's recording this class because the sound effects are amazing.
Ah. Good, and back up to the center, and both legs for a long. Give it a little shake. So, we have an opportunity now to try both legs. Which is like your full lotus variation. If you're like, that's hilarious. Just do one side, and I'll like give you half time to do the other side. Otherwise, well, and we'll all do both sides. So everybody, legs long, sitting tall, find the things. The right leg comes in. Give it a squeeze. Take that right knee out to the right side and down towards the floor, then into the midline. Place that foot up on the thigh, point the toes, press the baby toe down. Your best shot at it. Now, if you're okay, you're now gonna bring your left heel towards your butt cheek. And then take that knee out and down, and then try to put it up on top of your right thigh. On top. Yeah. Squeezing your heel towards your butt.
Does it go under or?
On top. So, here, kind of like fire punch, yes. So, yeah. It's like this. So one foot comes in and up, and that one goes down, and then this one comes up, and then you have both feet on the hip flexors.
Oh.
Yeah. And if you're like, oh no, please do not sacrifice your knee for this. Like I said, we don't give anything away.
I was trying to do something else and struggling.
Breathe.
Can we do it on our block?
Yeah.
Of course.
It doesn't help me sit in a bus.
Josh is like, yeah, you can try it, but good. So wherever you are, sitting tall. Take a moment of gratitude for the things that your body can do. That you're here, taking a yoga class. That life must be like decently good. Maybe you got some teeth that don't hurt today. Bring yourself out of this with the grace that you got yourself in. You take those legs out long, you watch them fall from side to side, or top them out in front of you. And we will do the other side. So now the left leg will come in and up first. Out to the side. And the right leg on top. And those thigh bones roll out, and the shins roll out, and the baby toes press down, all the things. And then when you find your position on this side, better, worse, indifferent, whatever it is. You just sit with like a little bit of what comes up for you when you're trying it, like some really pretzel-y things in yoga. Frustration, aggravation, joy, laughter. When you're ready in your own time, you make our way back out of this position. Grace and peace. Roll yourself back flat out to your back. We're all gonna take a bridge pose here, the soles of the feet about hip distance apart. That's like your hip bones that we've been looking at today, not like the outer hips. Press down through the heels, give a squeeze into the glutes, lift those hips up. Maybe interlacing your fingers behind your back. You pick your shoulders up, roll them a little further underneath you. Press down to those heels, lift the hips as high as you can. Opening up in the front of those hip flexors that we used so much today. Releasing the hands, lower your upper middle and lower back down. Soles of the feet about as wide as the mat. Allowing both knees to fall to the left, both knees to the right. Now bring both knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Take your hands inside. The feet grab onto the inside the knees. Grab on the baby toe side of your foot if you can. The big toe side. That's fine too. Good. Happy baby pose. With those knees going wide out to the sides. Drawing the knees down towards the floor. Maybe you straighten one leg. Maybe not. You'll know right away if that was a good idea too. Back to center. Straighten the leg. Maybe you straighten both legs. Try to touch the floor with your toes. And then back to center, the knees into your chest. And cross the right knee on top of the left knee. Drop both knees over to the left side, your right arm up to the right side. If that's too much, uncross the knees. Take that right arm out to the right side and see if you maybe do a little goal post arm with it, so your fingers point to the back of them. Maybe you turn your head to look over those fingers, if that's too much, then don't do it. Good, come on back to center, unwind in the legs and then rewind, so now the left goes on top of the right. And you take both knees over towards the right side and your left arm out to the left side. Make that goalpost kind of hand. Look out over the left finger. Bring your knees back to the center. Remind your knees to draw both into your chest, give a nice hug. And then stretch yourself out nice and long. Arms overhead, legs long. Stretch yourself out, fingers to toes. Stretch, long. Stretch, 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 stretch. Good, now reach your heels to the front of the room. And stretch some more. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then releasing here for your final Shavasana. Pick your hips up, set them back down. Pick your shoulders up, hold them a little further underneath you, set them back down. You can take Shavasana on your side or on your belly. The idea is that you are as comfortable as possible. Add the layers, take the layers away. Fix your nose, fix your hair, whatever you gotta do. And then when you drop in, really drop in. The idea of not thinking of anything is as ridiculous to you as it is to me. You just find something else to focus on. So allow it today to be your breathing. And every time your mind skates off to the future or the past, you come back to this moment in the breath. Maybe lengthening out your exhales to last twice as long as your inhale. Beginning to breathe life back into those fingers and toes. Making some movements here in your wrists and your ankles. And bring the sole of the left foot down onto the floor. Pressing down into that left foot, roll over onto your right side. You're ready, using the strength in your arms, pressing yourself all the way back up to that comfortable seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Bringing your hands to heart center, we'll close our practice together with the sound of Om in unison. Exhaling. Inhaling. Humbly with joy and gratitude, I thank you all so very much for coming and sharing the practice with me. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everybody. Thanks everybody at home.
8 a.m. tomorrow, right?
Yes, 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Are we working on hips again?
No, we won't be working on your